Hello, welcome to the live stream. Let me get this set up here. How's that? Hello everyone. Just let me pull this up so I can see. Okay. Let me just put that down a little bit. There we go. I told you I would go live before Halloween, so I don't know what other nights I'm free, so here we are. It's just us. How's it going? Sunday night, live. I got a new location. I'm out in the living room because maybe we'll tell some scary stories or something. But I'll be here for a little bit, so we could do a Q&A, we could do some trivia. Other than that, I don't have anything really new going on. It's hold on one second. It was really cold in here, now it's too hot. There we go. Yeah, it got cold outside. It was in the 70s the other day, and then it went straight down to the 40s. So it was freezing in here. I don't have I mean, technically, I got this fire going, but no, I don't have a fire in the fireplace. I actually bought this chair as a set. There's two of them. I got them really cheap at an estate sale, and I got them for the movie. So these chairs are in the movie. I watched Halloween last night, 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago. Today's Sunday already. Yeah, I watched the 2007 Rob Zombie Halloween. Are we? How's this look anyway? Is this crooked looking? No, that looks okay. It looks good. What am I doing for Halloween? Good question. I don't know. You know, for the last few years I've been going out to my brother's and going trick-or-treating with the kids. But, so maybe I'll do that again this year. Who knows? Yeah, I didn't see Halloween Ends unless I saw part of a new one. I don't know which one it was though. That was a couple years ago. You're watching Goosebumps. You know, I really like the Rob Zombie one, but I would say I probably like the original just a little bit better. But I do like the Rob Zombie, the first one. 39 degrees there. Yeah, it was like 45 here. Any favorite spices for refried beef? I like to put smoked paprika in just about everything. Snacking with some No Way chocolate. That sounds like a good night. Some I got a few Justin's little minis, peanut butter cups. My vamp vid was great. What the vampire? Oh, the vampire one, the short that I did, the reel. Thank you. And I just posted a Halloween one tonight, another short reel. along with the caramel apples. Yes. Who would win, Jason or Michael Myers? I feel like they're probably about even. I mean, Jason's like a pure demon. But neither one of them die. So I wouldn't want to be in a room with either one of them. "88 degrees today for you." Yeah, it was like I said, it was really cold in this house, and I haven't put the heat on all year, and I've been using the fireplace, but it was super cold, and it takes forever to warm up with the fire. So I turned it on a wee little bit, and then I turned it off. I turned it down, but I just turned it off altogether. So we'll see how it goes. If only you guys could see the rest of the plants. And I should have turned this I should have sat in the other chair. Is what I should have done. Let me show you the other chair. And there's also a Halloween mask up there, so don't get scared. Don't get scared. But look at this. Look at all those. Let me show you. Let's see if I can show you the plants. Look at all those plants. Pretty cool. Let's see. Now I don't know what it looks like. So, oh, yeah, there's the candle. Maybe we can bring it down a little bit. I'm like trying to do it with like a delay. Do you know how hard this is? Okay, here. Sorry. Oh, I just messed it up even more. Okay, hopefully that's good. Good. Maybe turn it this way. I like this actually, without showing the window and the. I'm a little bit off center, but who cares, right? Is that okay? I wonder if it would look even creepier if I turn that light off over there. Chucky wouldn't make it. Yeah, this room is like a jungle. There's like two really big pothos. And I don't know if anybody noticed the variegated monstera. The nature walk one, by the falls. Thank you. Let me go dim this light over here to see if we can get a creepier vibe. Or maybe we can turn that to a different temp. Maybe that. How's that? Maybe, maybe not. Candle scent? I don't think this is scented. I don't like scents, maybe. I really don't like scents. I don't like smells, perfumes or fragrances. There we are. The heck are there bugs flying around here? I have a plant down here that I thought was completely dead from outside, and then I noticed it's got a nice big pepper growing on it, so I brought it in. Hopefully there's no bugs. I haven't seen Terrifier 2. I saw Terrifier 1. I was going to watch it the other night, but it's a very long movie, so I chose something different instead. I do like the smell of vanilla, but I don't like when it's like, I don't like the oils and the it just always gave me a headache as a kid. I used to light incense when I was like a teenager, and I stopped doing that because I just didn't like the smells. I mean, I liked the smells, but I didn't like it. Just it didn't make me feel sick. You're watching Nightmare on Elm Street. That's a good one. Fresh baked cookies, yes. Or the birthday cake smell. Cinnamon's good, yeah. I like natural smells like that. Sneaker pimps? Don't know 'em. The campfire scent, like if it's an actual campfire and it's not like a scent, but I'm actually at the campfire. Yeah, I like that. I like natural things. Like I like the scent of fall, like the air right now. We were outside with all the leaves. It's actually raining right now, but and it's chilly. But I like it like that. I like to, you know, throw on a hoodie, go out there. You're rewatching True Blood. Um, I still have to watch Hell House 3. Well, I don't like all natural smells. Like I don't like the sulfur and. Anyone here believe in ghosts? Says novice pilot aviator. Does anyone here believe in ghosts? If you do, say it 3 times. I believe. I believe. Have I tried baking apples with cinnamon and sugar in the campfire? I made a lot of Dutch oven recipes out in the campfire, but my apple crumble was in the cast iron. Apple crumble, but I also did an apple cobbler. I did 2. I could do a pie. Paranormal things. You want to talk paranormal and ghosts? You can't stand the ghost hunting shows. I think they're just more fun to go out and do that, but they never find anything. They never actually find everything. And then when you're all in that like mindset, like you're in a place that's supposed to be haunted, you're looking for a ghost, like every little sound you hear, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Like you start getting scared and then you start feeding on that energy. I heard that. See, I'm the opposite there. What did that say? It said, who said that? Hello, my garden said, I believe in ghosts, but I don't want to. I don't believe in ghosts, but I want to. Is my volume too soft? Yeah, most ghost hunters fake the show if they really try to get anything. Am I too low? Anyone? So I'm getting confirmation that my volume is good, which I do have a good setup right now. So yeah, it might be your end. Okay, so we're good on the volume. I've had weird experiences that you could chalk up to paranormal or unexplained stuff like that. But I'm a very skeptical person. I'm more like Mulder from X-Files. Like I want to believe. I love spooky things, things that go bump in the night. I love the thought of being scared. I love horror movies. But like I'm not afraid of anything and I don't believe in any of these things. Even things that I've seen myself. Or I'm just questioning like, well, maybe it's something else that just we can't explain. But I mean, that could be paranormal, that could be interdimensional, it could be aliens, it could be so many different things. But we always say it's a ghost. But if you want, I will tell you my ghost stories, even though I've already told them in previous years, and I got a dedicated video to it. But we're doing a live stream right before Halloween, so I will tell those stories again. And to the people that have already heard them a million times, I'm sorry. You only get scared about demons. You have a number of dreams. I have weird dreams too that come true. Or that something else happens that was really weird synchronicity. Like I had one that just did something last night. Like I had this crazy dream that I thought was really cool like a month or two ago. And when I woke up, I thought it was such a cool dream that I wrote it down in my notes on my phone. And I won't tell you the dream because maybe I'll make a movie of it sometime because it was really quite cool. But there was a wolf in it that could talk, and the wolf told me what its name was, okay? I don't know if this had anything to do with it. It was just a weird coincidence. So then I watched a movie last night, and at the beginning of the movie, there was a guy that his name was something that I've never heard before. His name was Jack. And he died right away. And in my dream, that wolf's name was such a weird name that as soon as I woke up, I wrote it down because I'm like, that's such a weird name. I don't even know what my brain was thinking. But the wolf's name was Severed Jacks. Severed Jacks. And I was like, oh, okay, Severed Jacks. And this guy's name was Jack. And he got severed. Severed Jacks. Pretty freaking weird coincidence if you ask me. Yeah, Mike, I know there should definitely be more videos of ghosts, more videos of Bigfoot, more videos of aliens and UFOs. Is Jack the name of the baby in The Incredibles? I don't know. So yeah, I've got a few ghost stories that I could tell, and then you got to you make up your mind whether something is a ghost, paranormal, or just something that we can't explain. Rockin' Randall's gonna get you. Ooh, that's pretty scary. I used to read the scary stories to tell in the dark books when I was younger. Is anyone completely fearless? Well, if you were completely fearless, I mean, you got to be afraid of something. Like, I'm not afraid of horror or anything like that, but if someone was coming to kill me, that'd be a different story. But I could watch a scary movie and then literally walk out back in the dark by myself. I've had weird things happen where I wake up out of a deep sleep. Somebody wakes me up. And I wake up and I sit up and I literally start talking tongues perfectly. And it wasn't gibberish. It sounded like I was speaking Latin or some ancient Egyptian language. And I've done it 2 or 3 times. Twice to 2 different friends of mine. and they were like, "What?" Like, I wish I had that on video to see if I was actually saying words and stuff, but like it just flowed. It just came right. I didn't try. I wasn't like blah blah blah. I was like actually saying like these. I just stared like with a dead stare when I woke up and started talking in another language. It was just really weird. I knew what I was doing. I could hear it, but I couldn't control it. Rock and Randall. Watching on your TV. Okay, garden. Hello, my garden. You get out of bed sometimes and stand there. That happened in Paranormal Activity too. My brother used to sleepwalk when he was younger. And I remember one time he got up and he went in the kitchen. And my mom's like, "Pat, what are you doing?" And he was putting his sleeping bag in the refrigerator. And she just had to let him do it because he's like, "I'm putting my sleeping bag away." And then he went back to bed. The Nun too. They are always listening. Let's see. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Ziggy. Used to sleepwalk and leave the house. This is my dog Zaki. He's a pup. No, don't knock anything over, dude. Why don't you go sit down? Why don't you go sit down in your own chair? Your own chair. Oh, you got some bad breath. All right, let's see. I will tell you the story about. This is a creepy one. Oh, you get sleep paralysis too? Yeah. All right, go sit down. Go. He's going to knock something over. He's doing it. There, he went the other way. Okay. So, when I first went to college, we're talking 1998, 99, and me and my best friend, we went together. So we took all the same courses, and we would take turns who was going to drive to school, because school was about 45 minutes from where I lived. I lived with my parents at the time, and it was about 45 minutes away. And I always like to get there, on time, before time. Like, I'm very punctual. I like to get there, get a seat, and then just So it was his turn to drive us to school, and he was late, and I'm like, where is he? He's got to come to my house, and then we got to drive up the back roads, and it's probably June or July, because we started school in the summer. The first classes we ever took were like summer classes, and then we kept going. So we took, I think the first class that we had that day was at 8 in the morning, and it took us 45 minutes to get there, and he picked me up right at like 7:15. So I'm like, I ran out there, I got in the car, I'm like, go, because we still had to get up there, park, get into class, sit down. I hated walking in late. And so early in the morning, it's like 7:15 in the morning, nice summer day. There's mist on the road, and we're going up this winding road called Salt Springs Road, where I lived. And there's cornfields on the side, and and it's just like a nice one. Like, I usually take videos of this time of year, because there's so many beautiful trees that it's like fall, and they all kind of like converge on each other, and like it's like you're going through like a tunnel of trees, and like the leaves come down. Anyway, going up, it's a very windy, turny road, and like I said, there was cornfields. Like there's not always cornfields anymore, but every few years they'll plant corn all the way up to the side of the road. And this particular year there was cornfield at the side of the road, and we are just flying up the hill in his Cadillac, and the strangest thing happened. This girl, I would say, I don't know how old she was, maybe between 13 and 15. She came walking out. She was wearing overalls and she had long hair, and she walked out into the road from the corn in the middle of nowhere, in the mist. And and we're going pretty fast, so he like swerves so he doesn't hit her. And that's one thing that I regret, because I wish we stopped, but we didn't stop. And I looked at her when we went by, because we were going really fast. Probably we were speeding, and but we didn't hit her. And when we drove by, I looked at her, and I knew I saw something weird, but I never mentioned what I saw, because I just chalked it up to the fact that we were going really fast. But there was something not right. And again, this is back in 1998, so I thought about this, like pretty much all day at class. And then when I got home, I looked in the paper. I looked for the next few days. I looked in the paper because we didn't have, like, Google just came out in 1998. So it's not like I could go to Google and Google, because Google wasn't what it is today. So I couldn't look anything up. I just was like looking at the local paper. Was there any girls that went missing? Did anyone get kidnapped? Is everything okay in town? I mean, I lived in a really small town, so if something happened, we would know it. Never heard anything, so I'm like, okay, nothing to worry about. Nobody went missing. And so I never talked about it again for 10 years. And then 10 years later, it was 2008, and I'm living in Washington, D.C. area, Virginia, Arlington. And I'm in my apartment, and a couple of my friends are in town that are from up here. And we were all in my apartment, and they started telling these different ghost stories. And they said something that triggered my memory of that experience. I forgot exactly what they said, but I said something like, I never thought about it until that moment. And I was like, I don't know if this is a ghost story, but back in 1998, this is what happened. And I told them the whole story that I just told you. And then I revealed what I saw that day and chalked it up to the fact that we were going really fast. But I know it wasn't because we were going really fast. The girl did not have a face. There was no face. It was completely blank. No mouth, no nose, no eyes. Just hair and no face. And I just thought, like, we're going so fast it was a blur. But you literally have to be going rocket ship fast to be a blur like that. And I said this. And my one friend was like, oh my God, wait, was it Salt Springs Road? And I'm like, yes, how did you know that? How did you know that? And she's like, my grandfather told me about a girl that was hit on Salt Springs Road a long time ago, like 40 or 50 years ago, which would have been like 60 or 70 now. I don't know. 50, 60 years ago. And she was killed. And people have said that they have seen her on that road. And people even said, I know this sounds like an urban legend because you've heard it before, but I actually looked it up at one point and found information about it. But I also found out, I looked up, this is a thing. Now, I don't know if this is legit or if it's true, but this is known amongst other people that have claimed to see paranormal things, spirits and stuff. And people say that sometimes they see spirits in wooded areas or cornfields or fields, and their memories of what they were aren't 100%. So sometimes they won't have feet and it'll look like they're floating, or they won't have like a mouth, or they won't have a face. And when I read this, I was like, oh my God, like this is what I saw. Like I know what I saw. And I wouldn't probably believe anybody else if they told me the story because I'm such a skeptic. But anyway, as I'm telling the story to them, and she knew exactly what road it was on, I decided at that moment to pick up my phone and call my friend that was driving the car that day. Without saying anything to my friends, I put him on speaker. I go, hey, do you remember that day that we were late to school and we were flying up Salt Springs Road? Do you remember that girl that came out that was wearing the overalls? He's like, yes. And I said, do you remember anything strange about her? And he's like, yeah. And I said, she didn't have a face. He's like, yeah. Yeah, she didn't have a face. And I'm like, I've been thinking about that for years. So now, whenever I go to my parents, I usually, because I can take several different routes to go to my parents' house. There's like 4 or 5 different ways I can go there. And normally the most common way I'll go there is I will go by that same place because I'm hoping that I see it again someday. And I've even done a video on this showing it people exactly where it was. But that is one of my paranormal encounters, if you want to call it that. I don't know. Unexplainable encounters. I know what I saw, and I never saw it again. I never saw you again. Yeah. So that is one of my horror stories, spooky stories that I'm telling tonight. And when I get to the last one, it will be the end of the live stream. I don't know if it was a demon. I would guess if spirits and demons and all that stuff are real, which I'm still pretty skeptical, but if they are real, I would guess that it would have been a spirit. My dad's military UFO story. Yeah, that's one of the most famous UFO stories, I think, in the world. Is my dad actually was there. You would never drive that way. Apparently somebody died on that road, but I actually know somebody that died on that road. And one time I almost died on that road, but I'll tell you, I'm a pretty quick thinker. And this is what happened. This is back 23 years ago, and it was after like a really big rainstorm, and who was I with? I was with a few people, and the person driving was John's ex-girlfriend, his girlfriend at the time, and we were with 2 people I was in the passenger seat, she was driving, and then there's 2 people in the back. And we were going the speed limit, so we're doing like 55, and it's late at night, and we're going down this road, Salt Springs, and like I said, it's really curvy and hilly, and we came over that hill, and there was a tree down. It wasn't a huge tree. It was probably like that thick of a tree, but it was down. And if it wasn't for my quick thinking, we might be dead, because on either side of us was a big tree, a ditch and a big tree, or a telephone pole. And she started to turn, and I said, just hit the tree. Just hit the tree in the road. I grabbed the wheel. I go, just hit the tree in the road, because there's no way we could have slowed down. And we did. We ran over the tree in the road. It did minimal damage to the bumper, and we were fine. But if we went into the tree, one of us probably would have been dead. So there was another person that went to school with my brother, my younger brother, that did pass away on that road. So I do know of people that died on that road. The tall man doesn't have a face. Does my dad have creepy stories? No, my dad never really told me any creepy stories. I don't think my dad liked to be scared or anything, because I used to always ask him since I was a little kid. I'm like, Dad, what's your favorite? What's the scariest movie you ever saw? Because whatever he told me, I wanted to go watch it, you know? I remember he liked The Twilight Zone, he liked Night Gallery. But, do you want me to tell you, or do you want to make it into a game and you guys can guess what my dad said is the scariest movie he saw when he was a little kid, when he was younger, was? So, you know, it's an older movie. I'll let you guys guess. How about that? It's an older movie, black and white. It has been remade. If it were real, it would be very scary, but just watching it now, it's not that scary. Gotta love the guessing game. I mean, come on, guys. We gotta do something. Not Psycho. But, trivia question. They actually used Hershey's chocolate syrup for the blood in Psycho because it was black and white anyway, and it looked just like the blood. House on Haunted Hill. Nope, not Nosferatu either. War of the Worlds, Linda, is very close in what it is. Very close. So that's your hint. That's a good guess. I feel like you know what this is, and that was like kind of a guess where, like, am I right? Did you know this one? Because I have said this before. And War of the Worlds is very close. There we go, Holly. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The original. Now, I don't remember. Is the one with Donald Sutherland the original? Or was that a remake from the original? Because the one with Donald Sutherland, I think, is my favorite. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah. Okay, so the other crazy thing that when I went to reenact some of the horror movies or the horror stories, the scary stories I did for my Halloween video a couple years ago, I was with John and we were down at those train tracks that he told me about that were, you know, down by where his parents lived, and we talked about those train tracks. And then a train started coming, so we got in my car and because we didn't want to get stuck on the other side, so we got in my car real quick and we drove it to the other side. And then the tracks went down, like, you know, the safety guards went down, and as that happened, we were in the middle of nowhere. Also, this is why this is so scary, but you can see it right in the video. These two people come out of the woods, like, in the distance. And then they start running full force straight at us. And then the train cuts it off. And we're like, let's get in the car and go. But I got a video of it if you guys want to check that out. Where does Holly get to go for her prize? You've won a trip to Mars, Holly. Come on right over and we'll beam you right up and we'll take you to the face on Mars. Okay, Mike, thank you. 1978 version with Donald Sutherland. That's the one that I like. The 1950s is the original. That sounds about right. And that makes my dad, yeah, he was a little kid when he saw it. And it scared him because he knew he had to go to sleep. Just like Freddy Krueger scared me, and I knew I had to go to sleep. Mars seems like a lonely place. You'd be surprised how many people are already there. Okay, so creepy. Well, there's also the naked guys that came to my house. We had one at my other house, and then we had one at this house. And that was weird because they were two different incidents. How often? Isn't that like Should I play the lottery? Like, what are the chances that somebody's going to come to your house that's naked at like 4 in the morning, and then almost a year later to the day, they go to another house that you live in and it's not the same person? Like, what are the chances of that happening? I might be the only person in the world that that's happened to. Let's see. Stranger Things on Netflix hit the nail on the head with the upside down. They did. Spiritual dimension taken straight out of a few esoteric Eastern spiritual scriptures you've read. The bird scared you as a kid. I liked Rear View Mirror. Hello, Tommy. Tommy used to work on the docks. The Exorcist. I used to watch scary movies as a kid, scary, cheesy 80 movies, and then I'd be scared for like the next week. But I loved it. Some people don't like it. Some people really don't like it. Rear Window, yes. Thank you, Karen. The Hitchcock film. That's funny. I almost posted a poltergeist picture today, Carrie. Mina Rose says, have I seen Race with the Devil? What year is that? I don't believe so. It doesn't sound familiar, but I may have seen it. I've seen some movies that I didn't realize that I've seen. So sometimes I can't like say I definitely didn't see anything until I look it up. But I did see Devil, the one in the elevator. That was pretty clever. What is up, Parth Patel? The original Black Christmas from the 70s is creepy. You prefer scary versus cheesy scary? I like the cheesy. I like the 80s films. I like the vibe going on, the atmosphere of the 80s. You know what else I liked is House. House 2, the second story, preferably. And we're not talking about Hugh Laurie. We're talking about House 2. You're currently drinking a vegan, non-alcoholic beer. What kind? Hello, everybody. Welcome to our pre-Halloween live scream. I should rename it to that. Oh my god. Should we tell another story? These are all stories I've already told in the past, but I already told you guys my sleep paralysis stories, which to me were some of the scariest things that happened. But if you haven't had it happen to you, you might just be like, eh. So I'm going to skip those. Rock and Randall and the Patriots football doll that scared the crap out of you. That's kind of weird because that's going into the story that I was just about to tell about. Well, you'll know when I tell it. The Lonely Boys? I love The Shining. What's The Lonely Boys? Sleep paralysis while it's happening is definitely scarier than any movie. You're having a freeze, so you make vegan chili. That's good. Oh, do you mean Lost Boys or Lonely Boys? Because I've never heard of Lonely Boys. Lost Boys, yes, I love Lost Boys. Yeah, Lost Boys isn't scary. Lost Boys is one of those things where, like, you know, like when I watched that, I was climbing the highest tree in my neighborhood and hanging upside down with fake vampire teeth, scaring all my friends, making them think I was a vampire. You know, at one point I knew every word from the movie The Lost Boys, as well as Interview with the Vampire, because I watched them so many times. Yeah, The Lost Boys. Yeah, it's not scary. It's a really cool movie. Now, part two, on the other hand, what's up, Joey? Joey Jones. You already watched? I haven't seen Lost Boys in a little bit of time. You know, The Burbs is really good too. You could probably throw that in. You know what else is a good Halloween movie? E.T. E.T. takes place on Halloween. Lonely Boys is the 2023 remake? Gotcha. Please don't make a remake. You knew the words to Rocky Horror Picture Show? I knew some of them, but I didn't really like that. Same here, Joey. I was a kid when growing up in the 80s when Lost Boys came out. You just walked in your sleep a week ago. So what happens when you're walking in your sleep? You don't remember? What if somebody wakes you up? Juan of the Dead. I don't know if I saw that. What is my favorite form of activism is leading by example. So something like this YouTube channel, making vegan videos, teaching people how to go vegan, leading by example so people are intrigued to go vegan. That's my favorite form of activism. Yeah, there's so many movies. I don't have time to watch them either. Just wait until my movie comes out. Just wait until the movie comes out. You'll see what I mean. Do you remember when somebody wakes you up after you've been sleeping? Sleepwalking. Donnie Darko. What's my favorite zombie movie? You know, I'm probably gonna have to say the original Dawn or Night of the Living Dead for me. But there's so many. I like Dawn of the Dead. I just the other night watched the 28 Weeks Later, which I think 28 Weeks Later has the best opening scene of any horror movie ever. I just love the first 10 minutes of 28 Weeks Later. Fright Night. I love Shaun of the Dead too. I did not like Army. Oh no no. Army of the Dead. I like Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell, but I thought you were saying Army of the Dead, which was a new one that came out, which was like Dawn of the Dead meets Ocean's 11, and it was entirely too long. They got a great budget for that, and then great special effects and everything. Cinematography was great, but it just too long, and it just kind of got stupid, in my opinion. Candyman with Tony Todd. The movie Popcorn, yes. I have heard of it, but I haven't seen it. Blissful Ash, you don't like using too much garlic? Maybe you got to cook it longer? What's up, Matt? Zombieland is what you're talking about? Novice? We're actually getting a lot of comments here. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, man, that kind of thing has happened to me too, where you are talking about somebody and then they die right after you are thinking about them or talking about them. Oh, when a stranger calls, that was a scary concept back in the day. Now it's like everybody got cell phones, but back in the day that was scary. You're going to be on babysitting duty this Halloween, just like Lori from Halloween. I myself am strange and unusual. Motel Hell and Bloody Valentine. Do you remember Saturday the 14th? A second Beetlejuice. Well, this other story that I have is kind of, so there was this house. There's this house, and it looks like a haunted house. It's down where I grew up, and it was completely abandoned. And a couple of my friends and I parked on the other side of the street, and we ran over there, and we went in through the basement, which was, we went through the boards were all like torn apart, so we kind of shimmied our way in, and we came up through the floorboards, and we were in this old house. Okay, now we were young, dumb, and we were just trying to find stuff, like anything of value that we could take from this abandoned house. We weren't even thinking anything scary, so we run upstairs, and we're finding, like, photos, pictures, different things. My friend found a chainsaw, and I went into the room all the way at the end, and it was, I didn't have, I mean, this is a long time ago. This is in the 90s, so we didn't have a cell phone with any kind of lights on or anything. And I think only one of my friends had a flashlight. And I was in another room without any lights in it. There's no electricity in this house. And I was in the very side of the, and this is on like a main road too. So, and it was at nighttime. So anytime a car would go by, it would light the room up. And now I'm willing to say this totally could have been, something freaky that just was in my head. But I don't know if it was in my head or if it was real or whatever. But it was scary. And anyway, so I'm in this room. My friends are in the next room. And a car starts to come. So I'm like, okay, good. So, when a car comes and like you see like the lights on your walls, kind of light up through as they go by, and then it's like, dark again. Well, that's what happened. So I'm in the room. I'm waiting. Okay, as soon as the car goes by, I'll be able to see what's in this room. So the car goes by and it starts going like this, real slow, lights up the room. And right when it gets right in front of me, there's a high chair with a little doll that's looking straight at me with those porcelain eyes, with its head cocked, like, that looks so scary. And right when it got to about there, I looked, and then in my head, or real, I don't know, all I heard in my head was, "Daddy." And I was like, get out. And I just ran. I'm like, get out of here. We just ran down the stairs and we're trying to get the piece of the wood out of our way. And we're like shoving our way through. Everybody's screaming. We're all like, we run out of there and we run back to the car. And we're like, what the heck was it? And I'm like, dude. And I told them what it was. And we just never went back there. But since then, the house has been purchased and restored. And it's a beautiful house now. So who knows? What's up, AJ? So what am I doing for Halloween? So earlier somebody else asked me that earlier. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna end up doing what I've done for the past couple years, going over to my brother's house and going trick or treating with my nieces. Well, as I said earlier on the stream, Karina, like my thoughts on the paranormal and everything is I'm much like Mulder from X-Files. I don't really believe. I'm very skeptical, but I want to believe. Like I love everything horror. I love everything intriguing and unexplained. Like I want to see so I want something uh, to be like unquestionably factual and true. Like I'm just very skeptical. So like I'm open to like see something, but like I want to believe. All porcelain dolls are creepy. My aunt has one and I was just over there to help her move some furniture around a couple nights ago. In fact, I just filmed a little reel on Instagram with the Halloween song right there when I was at my aunt's house. And she's got this doll that's still in a chair that I remember being there when I was a little kid that my grandma had. And this doll is older than me. This doll is 55 years old. And those dolls are creepy. Well, the original Annabelle doll from The Conjuring, which was based on a true story, is actually a Raggedy Ann doll. And when right before I moved in this house, we were looking at other houses, and we went into this one house, and it was like, yeah, a nice house, built maybe in the 70s. And upstairs, everything was cleaned out, everything was bare, but upstairs there was like a high chair with that Raggedy Ann doll right there, just kind of like, and I'm like straight up Conjuring right there. I don't recall if I saw Motel Hell or Bloody Valentine, and if I did, it was a long time ago when I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies. Your Haunted Doll was made in 82. It's a good year. That's when E.T. came out. And her name is Bella, and she has a music knob twist thingy. What's my favorite dish? Well, it depends what I'm in the mood for. If I'm in the mood for just regular food, it's usually some kind of pizza. And my comfort food would probably be peanut butter cups, chocolate. I'm a chocoholic. I gotta cut down on the chocolate. I'll be on a mission to get ripped once again. You're obsessed with curry. I love curry too. I mean, if you're asking me, I probably would go with the pizza, but curry is amazing, and now I want some curry. I used to get what was it? Yellow curry with tofu at a place called Bangkok in Sarasota, Florida, when I used to live there. Um, yeah, my friends I was staying with worked there, and I used to love getting that tofu curry. You're making me hungry, but I did eat tonight, so I'm not that hungry. Bloody Birthday. No, but I just watched, what was it? What I just watch? Unhappy, or no, that's a Smith song, Unhappy Birthday. Morrissey. What did I watch? Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day, not birthday. North Shore. Hey, we at North Shore treat our friends more better. Ethiopian is so good with the injera. I'll save my favorite horror story for the end. I don't feel like it's scary, but it's creepy, and it's so weird. Bloody Birthday is on Pluto and Tubi, 1981. You know what movie I really want to watch that for some reason I just really like it? I think it's just the vibe of it, and it's an older movie, and I cannot find it anywhere. And I remember having this problem years ago when I tried to find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. It's a long movie. It's an old movie. It might not be the best movie, but I loved it. And it's the original Salem's Lot. Can't find it anywhere. There was a movie that I saw when I was little, and I didn't know the name of it because, again, I'd only get glimpses of movies without, like being able to watch them because my parents would, like, they catch me watching a movie, I'd be in trouble. But there was one that was really scared, and I just called it What I Saw. I made it up and just called it What I Saw. But I really wonder what it is now, and I think... So I called it Black Fingernails because these kids would go... I don't know, maybe is it the mist or something? But these kids would go through this mist or something, and then they'd have these black fingernails, and if they touched you, you would die. And I would, like, scare my brothers, and I'm like, Pat, black fingernails, and does anybody know what movie I'm talking about? Because I don't think I've ever actually seen the whole movie, but I saw parts of these, black fingernails. They're making a remake of Salem's Lot, but I want to watch the original. What do I use for my... my hair is nice right now? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's greasy looking and nasty. But I just... What do I use? I just I just found some, like, cheap shampoo and conditioner at Bargain Grocery, really. And I bought a bunch of them, so that's all I do. I wash it and I condition it maybe once... maybe twice a week. That's all I do. But thank you. Is it the children? I don't know. The children. The children, it is? Are they like albino? Do they have like white hair and like weird eyes? The Children, made in 1980. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Trini and Mike. The original Salem's Lot is on... Oh, it's on YouTube. Figures. It's not free, though, is it? Apple TV for... I don't have Apple TV. Oh, AJ, yeah, that's like... I think that might be the first movie, the horror movie that I saw that I wasn't allowed to. It's called The Hand. The Severed Hand. It's called The Hand. It's with Michael Caine. And I used to scare my brother with The Hand all the time. The children became that way because of a nuclear power leak. Okay. You just bought the original Salem's Lot on Prime. Digital credits. How much was it? So which one, David? The motel? $9.99. Toxic Adventure. I've seen that. Long time ago. Yeah, John Carpenter also did. He tours with his music too. But yeah, he also did The Thing. I love that movie, the original. But with the credits, the movie was zero. Wait, what? Oh, with your credit, you had credits already. There's still time to watch a. I kind of want to watch a werewolf movie though. I know I was talking about that before. We said Teen Wolf, Silver Bullet, The Howling. Although I watched The Howling a couple years ago, so The Thing is the best alien film from 1982. Well, I mean, no, but it probably might come in second. Amityville and The Shining scared the bejeebers out of me. Your older sibling saw a ghost girl in a tree in their school playground as a kid, and all the school kids saw the ghost child and pointed to her. They told the teachers who could not see her. There we go, Jamie. American Werewolf in London. I just saw that too, like a couple years ago, so I don't want to see that one either. Um, but I haven't seen Silver Bullet in a while. I haven't seen Teen Wolf in a very long time. What other werewolf movies? I'm not talking about, like, I saw Underworld and all that too. E.T. was terrifying for some kids, and I think it even scared me the part of the cornfield. But that's what it was meant to do. And after about 10 or 15 minutes, yeah, most kids either like fell in love with E.T. right away, or they were just like, "Oh my god!" Well, I think American Werewolf in London had, like, for the time, even holds up today. Like, they had one of the best werewolf transformations. And then there's the Wolfman. I thought that I might have, because I always ask this because I haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows. I always ask this because there's always different people on these live streams. You're jealous of Kurt Russell's beard in The Thing. Well, I mean, yes, he's also in the Santa film. That's a really good. What is it? The Adventure of the Christmas Chronicles. The Christmas Chronicles. That was good. Um. Oh, darn it! What was I saying? Hold on. I got to go back up to see what I was looking at to see what I was saying. Darn it! Now I forgot. Do I watch What We Do in the Shadows? Yeah, Children of the Corn was my movie from when I was little. Darn it! It was on the tip of my tongue. It was on the tip of my tongue to tell the others about the deer, but I've never spoken about it until right now. What movie's that? Okay, so let's see if I can go back. So we were talking about Kurt Russell and The Thing. We actually watched Starman on... Oh, you're guessing if that's the movie. No. Yeah, we watched Starman on my Twitch stream a few years ago. That was another one I liked as a kid. Anyway, the movie that I quoted was Stand By Me. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to ask here if... Because there's always different people in the chat. And there's this one scene from a movie as a kid that I watched, and I don't know what the movie was, but I would always say it. And it was whenever I would be like coming home from my friend's house or something, or it was dark out, or I was home and my parents were, not home. And anytime that I was like, okay, Chris, don't think of anything scary, I would think of something scary. And I would think of the scene from this movie where, if anybody knows what movie this is, I've looked at so many old movies. It's a black and white movie. And I don't know, it's a winding kind of staircase, but not like a, it's just kind of like on the outside of a wall, maybe a castle. But it's not winding to the point where it goes like that. It's not The Haunting of Hill House, if that's what. It's not. It's there's a lady and she's dressed in a white gown and she's going down the stairs and she hears a voice in the castle say, "Leave while you still can." And that would always play. Like as soon as I'd be like, "Okay, Chris, don't think of anything scary. Leave while you still can." I'd be like, "Oh my God," and I'd run wherever. But I thought I had it the other night. I thought it was the original 1930s Dracula. So I watched all the way through to the part where she comes down. It looks just like it, but there's not that voice in it. So if anybody knows, maybe possibly what movie this was. Again, this is a black and white movie. I saw this movie probably, we had something up here in the upstate New York area when I was a little kid in the early 80s. Every Sunday there was something called Monster Movie Matinee. I don't know if it played where you guys are, but they would show like different monster movies, and they weren't like bad rated R, so like a kid could totally watch it. And I remember I think I saw like The Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, those ones. And I saw whatever movie is I'm trying to explain to you guys. And if anybody knows what movie that is, if anybody can find me that clip, I'll send you a free ebook, Vegan Zombie ebook. Dark Shadows, I don't know. Somebody can find me that clip. When I say spiral staircase, it's not a spiral staircase. It's just kind of like a little bit of a winding staircase. It's not straight, but it kind of goes a little bit of a wind. And I don't think there's a railing. It's just like stone stairs going up. And I think it's a castle or a big mansion. I don't know. That's why I thought maybe it was Dracula. The other movie, just so you guys don't go looking through it, the other movie that I watched in entirety that I thought was going to be it was This Old House, I think it was. It was from like the 1930s. Black and white movie. Really old. It wasn't that either. So, I don't know. Lumine. Webtoon, there's people who turn into wolves. There's a 1946 movie, Name the Spiral Staircase. If anybody finds that clip to me, please send that to me. I've been looking for that. Like, I've actively been looking for that clip for at least 10 years. If you go back to some of my, like, I was on, over 10 years ago, I was on, like, a horror vegan podcast. And we had a bunch of horror fans on there. And I asked the same question. And some people gave me suggestions. They thought it was The Haunting of Hill House, or it wasn't. None of the ones I saw. This RKO. The closest one that I saw that looks like it, but I don't hear the voice, is Dracula, which would be funny. What was the name of the podcast I was on? It was Zombie Popcorn. I don't know if they're still doing that, but we did a collab with them for the post-apocalyptic pot pie that we did many years ago. I haven't done Twitch since I started working on the movie. So I said that once I finish the movie, I'll do Twitch again. Anyone brave enough to sleep for a night in a haunted dwelling? I would do that. In fact, me and Craig were going to do that just this week or last week. There's I guess one of the most haunted hotels in the country is just like a couple hours from where I am, in a small town a little bit south of where I am, southeast. And Craig looked it up, and the rooms were not that expensive. And he's like, oh, if we want the most haunted one, it's only this much. I'm like, oh, let's get it. So, yeah, we were going to do that. I was going to do a whole little vlog out of it, which maybe I'll do that next year. No, I don't think it was a Mel Brooks. Yes, it was black and white. Should we do some trivia? Because I promised we would do trivia, right? Well, I haven't been able to find that movie for over 10 years, so it's been a while. It's been a while. Why didn't I do the haunted house? Because I have a senior dog that needs my help, and I can't leave. Yeah, we could do the trivia guessing game, but I actually brought the trivia cards with me. But we could do that. I like that better anyway. We could just think of, you know what? Indy is going to be 13. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the first question. In what movie do the survivors use petri dishes with blood samples and a heated wire to determine which of them is the host of an extraterrestrial creature? Boom. Mike got it. It's The Thing. Good one, Mike. Okay, here, right on to this one. This 1990 movie about an infestation of murderous spiders. Features John Goodman and Jeff Daniels. I remember when this came out. It was scary just to look at the previews. Mike. So this game is between me and Mike. So Mike got it right. It's arachnophobia. All right, let's go on. All right, here we go. Who was born at 6 a.m. on the 6th day of the 6th month? Vegan love. Close. And Mike gets it right again. It is Damien Thorne from The Omen. Okay, here we go. Oh, this one's good. We already talked about it. So somebody's going to get this one. This one's easy. In 2007, Rob Zombie directed what remake about a young Michael Myers? Easy. Anyone? Trini got it right. And so did Rycron. It's Halloween. Yep. Okay, Jamie. And so this one's going to be real easy. So everybody get ready to start typing. Ready? Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play? Name the movie. There we go. It is Child's Play. Rycron got it first. Mike, Tommy, Liz. Okay. Jurassic Park. Okay. This one, I feel like this one's easy, but maybe not for everybody. The late Aaliyah starred in which 2002 movie based on Anne Rice book series, The Vampire Chronicles? Karina says, I know absolutely nothing about horror, so I'll just be here. Twilight. Vampire Diaries. Interview with the Vampire. Queen of the Damned. Congratulations, Linda. You got it right. How about this one? Ready? In the 1985 film Cat's Eye, what creature attempts to steal the life out of a young Drew Barrymore? Not Gertie. Not a cat, not a tiger, not a lion. Remember, the cat saved the little girl. There you go, Liz. It's a troll. It's a troll. Remember treasure trolls? It's a troll. You got it. We got a winner. All right, let's go. Let's see what else we have. What's this? Why does Lance Henriksen's character summon the demon Pumpkinhead? That might be a little bit harder. What was I even saying? Is it, yeah, if nobody guesses it, it was a dare. No. Catwoman. Yeah, this one is kind of hard, isn't it? I wouldn't even get this one right. Star Wars trivia? I don't have Star Wars trivia. It would all be in my mind. Okay, I'll give you a count of 3. If no one gets it, wanted some pie. That's a good enough guess. To seek revenge for his son's death. Yes, we are on trivia. Oh, we'll do a couple more. Here's a good one. What is the name of the sequel to Ridley Scott's Alien? This one, for whoever the fastest typer is going to get this one. Mike. Aliens, yes. Aliens. All right. Okay, here's a good one. In Friday the 13th, Part 2, what does Jason Voorhees wear as his mask? Mike. What is the answer? I don't know what you want, but I'm busy right now, Zeke. Yeah, you must have leg. Oh, it is not a hockey mask. We're talking about Part 2. Part 2. Linda spoke too soon. So did Holly. There you go, Mike. It's a sack. It's a burlap sack or a potato sack is what Jason wore. He didn't get the mask, the hockey mask, until Part Trace. Okay, do you want to keep going or should we talk about something else? Oh, how about this one? Who played the main character of the 1957 film I Was a Teenage Werewolf? I met his daughter. A lot of people don't realize who the real killer was in the first Friday the 13th. That is true, Holly. It wasn't Jason Voorhees. It was his mom, the sweet little lady. Michael J. Fox. Nope, that was Teen Wolf. I think I said 1957. Trini. What's the first name? I'm being picky like Alex Trebek used to be. It's like, well, who's the first name? There you go. Michael Landon. Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, sorry about that spoiler alert. It wasn't his mom. It was somebody else. Just, you gotta watch it to find out. What is this? Oh, wait. What type of animal terrorizes Jennifer Connelly and Dario Argento's Phenomena? Wow. I used to watch Little House on the Prairie when I was little. Pa Ingalls. Laura Ingalls. We got to phone Mike for this one. Mike, I got to use my lifeline. I didn't see this movie, so I don't know. I'll be surprised if somebody knows it without Googling it. All right, we'll give it a couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Can I repeat the question? I will repeat the question. What type of animal terrorizes Jennifer Connelly in Dario Argento's Phenomena? Not a dog. Holly does not know this one. Not a ferret. Ask Jeeves. Now that's an oldie. Not a wolf. Okay, here we go. The answer is a chimpanzee with a straight razor. That's scary. Okay. Oh, I liked this movie. I thought there was one specific scary part of this movie. What room number, also the title of the movie, in a paranormal hotspot in this 2007 film starring John Cusack? Area 52. Oh yeah, Monkey Shine. There you go, Trini. 1408, which coincidentally, the 14 and the 8, if you add 8 plus 4 plus 1, you get 13. That's a Stephen Kinger. Okay, here we go. We'll go. Okay, here's an easy one. What was the name of Buffalo Bill's dog in The Silence of the Lambs? It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Not Princess. Close, but not Princess. Nope, not Pretty Princess. Ooh, did I stump you? Not Cujo. Precious. There you go. Stacy and Carrie. Precious. I don't think you guys get that. Ooh. Oh, that one's real easy. Oh, wait a minute. You got to really... Okay, wait, hold on. You got to listen to it before, because I just got it wrong. What movie's tagline was, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water? Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. You watched it a couple days ago, Mike? There you go, Channel 23. Jaws 2. See, I said back in the water. Back in the water. A few of you got it. Oh, that's Crispin Glover. How about this one? What actor stars in the horror comedy Shaun of the Dead, directed by Edgar Wright? We got a few more. You always forgot his name. British guy, yes. He's British, correct. He's in quite a few movies now. There you go, Simon Pegg. Oh, I like this movie. Ready? Here we go. This 1990 movie featuring Julia Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland is about the consequences of traveling on the other side. Wow, that was quick. Channel 23 and Mike and Carrie all got flatliners with Billy Mahoney. Simon Pegg was in the Harry Potter game. Oh, I used to watch this. I got the DVDs. This 2000 film about two sisters named Ginger and Bridget who struggle with the idea that one of them is a werewolf. Name that series. When I say series, there's like 3 movies, I think, maybe 4. And one of them are in Supernatural. I barely said Julie on the guests were up. There we go, Dolphy. Ginger Snaps, Chris. Ginger Snaps, Vegan Side Quest. Ginger Snaps. Yes. Not Gilligan's Island. Okay, we'll skip that one. Piranha 2, The Spawning. That always terrified me. I didn't ever want to go in the water. How about this one? No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. Name the movie. You guys got to get this one. I'm waiting. Scream, right? Yes. Plant-based Bill, Carrie, Linda, Tommy. It's Scream. Oh, what's this one? The Thing. Okay, Mike. The Thing arrives at Outpost 31 in Antarctica, disguised as what animal? Be specific. Was that Carmen Electra? Wasn't it Drew Barrymore? Be more specific. Be more specific with the dog part. Especially you. There we go. It's a husky. There is a German Shepherd on the couch right now, but it was a husky. Okay, and then maybe... I mean, this one right here, I feel like everyone's going to get it just by the wording. So we'll just do it, because it's easy. Even if you haven't seen it, I think it's easy. Unless you're in the younger generation, because then maybe you never heard of it. But I feel like... I mean, I guess I'm old, so if anybody in my generation would know this. This 1982 film features an escaped mental patient with a drill who decides to crash a high school student's slumber party. Name the movie. Not a Yorkie. Oh, I like this next movie coming up here. What are you doing? What are you... Do you know I'm working? I'm working at being the moderator. No, I'm not the moderator. I'm the host with the most. Your Generation Xer, but have no idea. Mike got it. Slumber Party Massacre. Slumber Party Massacre. I don't know if I actually... You know what? I think I might have seen that once. But I don't even really remember it. Oh, Rose McGowan. Who said it in the first Scream. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. And Mina Rose also got Slumber Party Massacre. Ooh, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's. Okay, here we go. I like this movie. I want to watch it, but I forgot about it, so I didn't watch it. Mike is a film expert. Machines come to life and become homicidal after a comet causes radiation storm in this 1986 film starring Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen's brother. Plant-based Bill. You got half of it right. You got half of it right, but I need the whole thing. Linda, you're older than Tommy's mom? Am I older than Tommy's mom? I didn't think I was. Maximum Overdrive. That is correct. I love that movie. I want to watch it again. Then again, I haven't seen it in so long. Maybe it's not as good as I thought it was, but I still want to watch it. Again. Michael Myers' mask is supposedly based on what famous actor? I just said this the other night. 2 nights ago. And just so you know, we only have 1 card left. It's right here. Plant-based Bill nailed it. It is William Shatner. Carrie got it too. Shatner, AJ got it. Yeah, they were told to go to the store and get a scary mask. They grabbed William Shatner mask and they spray painted it a little bit. Oh, this isn't even a good one. I don't know. Let's see if any... Maybe it is. I don't think it is. I don't know. An investigator ends up on a Scottish island where the inhabitants have an unhealthy obsession with sexuality in this 1973 film. Okay. Maybe I didn't see this one. Maybe I saw the remake or... Yeah, I think I maybe... There we go. Channel 23 got it. I don't think I saw that original. Did he kill his wife? Did who kill his wife? Wait, Tommy, careful, I never said a number. I said it in my mind and I telepathically sent it to Tommy. I am not older, Tommy. Okay. Nobody knows I'm 164, but we won't tell anyone. I know you guys will keep a secret. So that's it for the cards. We could do the other game where like I think of an actor or a movie and we do it that way, or we can just go on and I could tell my last creepy story. What time is it anyway? I don't have the time up on my computer. What time is it on the East Coast? Let's see. Tommy's on the East Coast. What time is it? AJ's on the East Coast. 10:33. Okay, thank you. All right, well, it's up to you guys. If you guys have any questions about anything, really, horror, Halloween, veganism, or we can we'll do more movie trivia. Oh, Mike has to go to work. Mike, it's not the same without you, but have a good day at work. And thanks for watching. Probably my last live stream before Halloween. Am I celebrating Halloween? I don't know. Probably going to go to my brother's and go trick-or-treating with the little nieces. Indy has been vegan for about 12 years. Because he's almost 13. I have seen Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Yes. A few years ago when it came out. But, alright. Well, this time I don't have to put on the glasses and read anything, do I? Gluten-free lasagna. Okay, so I gotta think of some movies and actors, and any particular candy I hope to eat? No, I need to stop eating candy, actually. Because, I mean, my favorites are like chocolate, peanut butter cups, vegan M&Ms. Yeah, we got a squeaky toy over here. I forgot you guys can hear that. Let's see. Yeah, good night, novice. Thanks for sticking around. Squeaky, squeak, squeak. Everybody's squeaking it. Yeah, okay, so I gotta think of a horror movie. Because it is the Halloween live stream, so let me think. It's a good one that I like. Okay, I'm thinking of a character, okay? Again, it's horror related, so you guys ask questions. Don't just like blurt out answers until you start asking questions to get where we need to go. Then start answering the question. But I'm thinking of a character from a movie, so you can ask any kind of questions to get to that point. Eddie's Wheels for Pets. $68 goodie bags. Good witchy vegan. Eddie's Wheels for Pets. I'll have to check that out. Linda, could you write that down for me? Because I don't have anything to write that on. You just got back from Frightmare at the Falls in Niagara? Cool. What did I do to my cat friend? I didn't do anything to my cat friend. Okay, the character that I'm thinking of is a male character. The character is still alive. Does this character scare people? This character is very capable of scaring people. Blonde. Like a dark, like, probably like the color of my hair. Tommy's cat friend is beating him up. Tommy. Yeah, is anyone else playing this game, or is it just Trini? Because we don't have to play this if you guys want to. Does he turn? He doesn't turn green. Let me see something here. I don't know what you're doing. You had to run off a few times, so you're sitting in and out. What is the hint again? I'm thinking of a character from a movie, a horror movie. He's capable of scaring people. He does have fangs. Not Carol Ann, because Carol Ann It's not him. Oops, I just shook it there accidentally. Do I have Sarpino's Pizza by me? Not that I know. I've never heard of that. Not an 80s movie, not Dracula. Not Jerry. Not Lestat. Not the Wolfman. Not Rob Zombie. But one of you is pretty close. One of you. Is it new? No. It is a 90s movie, yes. And they do have fangs. And one of you is pretty close. It's not Teen Wolf. Does his name start with a T? No. Yeah, is that really annoying? I have no idea what it sounds like for you guys. Nope, they're not in the Lost Boys. I thought you were sitting this one out, Holly, but you got it right. It is Louis from Interview with the Vampire, played by Brad Pitt. Good one. Witchy was very, very close. Witchy vegan when they said Lestat. Yep, Jamie got it. Brad Pitt, Interview with the Vampire. Have I watched the new Goosebumps? How new is it? Because I watched an episode or two about a year ago. So possibly Louis. Always whining. All right. So, do you guys want to continue playing? I know I don't have a good reading. Do you guys want to play this guessing game, or should I just finish the last story and we'll be on our way? A new episode every Friday. Then no, I have not seen it. Play the game. Okay, we'll do one more and then we'll tell the story, okay? So now I have to think of another horror movie. It's got to be horror related. Okay, I'm thinking of a horror movie. Ready, go. I love the old school Anne Rice vampires as well, Witchy. This is a LiveScream, yes. Not 2000s, not Dawn of the Dead. Is it 90s? No. It is from the 80s. And I have no idea why I picked this one. It just came to my head. It's a horror movie from the 80s. Not The Living Dead. Not Nightmare on Elm Street. Not The Shining, but there is a slight connection. Is it monster or a real person? Tommy, I would say neither. It does not have ghosts. You were so obsessed with Interview with the Vampire when you were a teenager. I was too. I watched that movie more than any other movie. I watched it every single day. That's how obsessed I was. And I saw it in the theater 4 times. And that's awesome that you named your daughter Claudia. Is the killer a car? No. So, no, not Christine. Are there teenagers getting killed? No. Is the killer a frog? No. And it's not Prince of Darkness. Not Carrie. But yet, slight connection. Not Wolf. Are there children in corn? Yes and no. Is there an alien? Nope. Not the changeling. This is just a simple, non-supernatural, crazy, kind of scary happening situation, I would say it is. Scary situation. Not Pet Sematary, and there's no zombies in it. If there's no teenagers getting killed, was it even a horror movie? You know, I haven't seen this movie in a very long time. I don't think any teenagers get killed, and the plot, I don't think they do. I don't think there's any teenagers in it. It's not Misery or Carrie, but again, a slight connection. Not Dr. Sleep. This was 1980s. Is there a chainsaw? I don't think that there's a chainsaw in it, AJ, but when I was thinking of a movie, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre did come into my head, and then I chose a different movie instead. Not Fright Night, and it's not in, well, I don't know if it's in Texas. I just know that it's not the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There we go, Plant-Based Bill. Is it a Stephen King? Yes. That was the connection. That was the connection. Does it have somebody from my favorite movie of all time in it? Yes. Kojo. Tommy. Can you rephrase that? Yes. I think Tommy was going for Cujo, and Trini said Cujo. Yes, it's Cujo. D. Wallace. Cujo. So that was the connection with Stephen King. Cujo. So yeah, I could play these games all night. I like these guessing games. But we are now going to move on to my last story. If you have been watching the channel for a while, you've probably likely already heard this story. But to me, it's probably the most weird, bizarre stories that could also be considered slightly scary, spooky maybe, creepy. I don't know. All right, so 2009, I lived in Rochester, New York, in an apartment. But I would always come back to Syracuse because my family lived here, and the girl I was dating at the time, her family lived here. And I remember one summer, 2009, summer 2009, that summer, we were driving through her parents' neighborhood, and there was what seemed like a nice sofa chair for sale for like $20. So I stopped and I'm like, do you want that? And she's like, let me go look at it. So she went out and she's like, yeah, it looks like it's in perfect condition, $20. I'm like, here's $20, go run it up to the owner. So the garage door was wide open, so she just kind of went through the garage and looked on the back porch. And there was this really old lady, and she said, hey, I want to buy the chair. And she's like, oh, okay. And so she gave her the money, and I put the chair in my truck. Now I got a brand new chair. So I brought it back to my apartment, and then I ended up, I'll be very descriptive. I ended up, because I was in Rochester because of the job I had. But as soon as there was a job opening closer to Syracuse, I was going to take it. And there was a Syracuse job out there. So I came back to Syracuse, and my job put me up in a hotel for that amount of time until I could find out, where, like going from Rochester back to Syracuse. And then my brother at the time just had a house built for him and his wife. That was before Katie was born. And so he had a house, and then he got orders from the military to go somewhere else. And he's like, great, I just got a house, and now I got to go somewhere for like 9 or 10 months. So he asked me, he's like, do you want to live in my house for now? So I'm like, sure. So I paid part of the mortgage, and I got to stay there for, and watch over his house. I was the first one to live in his brand new house, And then, so then at that point, I'm like, okay, so now I'm like, well, he's coming back home. I need to look for an apartment. So I started looking for apartments, and I'm like, gee whiz, these are pretty expensive from the last time I had an apartment. Why don't I look for a house? So, at the time I'm like, wow, I started looking at houses. I'm like, wow, you know what? I could get a house and pay mortgage per month cheaper for an entire 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house, 2-car garage. Or I could pay more money for like a 2-bedroom apartment. That was a no-brainer. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look for houses. So I got a real estate agent, and she literally took me around so many different, literally like 30 houses. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I just was not finding anything that I liked, And then finally she's like, I found one that I think you're really going to like. And I'm like, okay, well, let's check it out. Not thinking it was going to be anything I would like. But turned out it was a house built in 1968. I went there, I checked it out, and I'm like, I want this house. That was the house I wanted. And I put a bid on it. Nobody was buying it at that point. So I'm like, I put a bid in it, and they sold it to me. And I'm like, wow, I own a house for the first time in my life. So I moved into this house, and I moved all my stuff in there. And I moved that chair into this house. And it turns out that the very house that I bought at the end of 2010 was the same exact house that I got that chair from a year earlier, not knowing it at the time that I was going to move in the house that I bought that chair from. So there was some kind of weird force that was saying, like, this chair will never leave this house. So I thought that was pretty creepy. And some weird things did happen at that house. And as we speak right now, that very chair is still at that house. So that's my crazy story about the chair. And cue Twilight Zone music. Yep. Oh, apparently the Twilight Zone music makes Zeke come over to me. And I do Twilight Zone music, and he's like, oh, gotta get up, go see him. Yep, the house called the chair back home. The chair is back there. And I do want to make a horror movie out of that. The sofa, the chair. He's a good boy. He's a good puppy. He's a good puppy. Anyway, I've got other stories, but we don't have any more time. So I'm going to get going. What other things happen at that house? Weird things. I got a couple of videos out there of a weird light when I fell asleep on the couch, and my security cameras picked up this weird light flying around me. Something that happened that I can't explain with any kind of physics is when I first moved in there, before anything was set up, when everything was just like thrown in corners and stuff, I was standing in the living room. That very chair was over in the corner, and my girlfriend at the time was sitting there, and I was looking into the kitchen, and I had a toolbox that was that was closed, and on the top of the toolbox, some toolboxes you can like open and put like your lug nuts and stuff like that, and not lug nuts, but like the attachments for your ratchet set were in there. So it's heavy. It's literally heavy, being held down. And I'm looking in the kitchen and over, talking, to my girlfriend, and all of a sudden I hear boom, it just opens and flips over. It goes boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, that is physically impossible. There's no physics that can explain that. What the hell just happened? And then what else happened there? I found the picture, which I named him Jacob, down in the basement by the washer and dryer. There's the hot water heaters. And this is after I lived there for like 6 or 7 months. I'm doing laundry and I looked behind and I saw a frame, and I pulled the frame out, and it's a picture of this little boy that's from like the late 18 or early 1900s, and he's wearing this little cap, and he's standing next to a chair, and like no matter where you go, it looks like he's staring at you, and it just looks really creepy. Whenever I hear things around the house, I named him Jacob, and every time I would hear things around the house, I'm like, oh, that's just Jacob. He came out of the picture, and he's like causing mayhem in the house or whatever. He's, whatever. That was kind of just funny. But anyway, what else happened in the house? I ended up renting the house out back in 2017 to some people that I knew, and I got a text message from her one day, and she's like, I got a really strange question to ask you. I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's like, have you ever heard anything strange at the house? And I'm like, nope. Why? What happened? She goes, I'm hearing somebody walk up and down the stairs, and I don't mean just like tiptoeing up and down the stairs. I mean stomping up and down the stairs, and I'm the only one home. And I'm like, oh, I've never heard that before. And I mean, I've heard things throughout the house all the time. The lights have flickered on and off. And like, I never really had a problem after that, because like I wouldn't get scared. I'd stand up and I'd be like, show yourself. Like show yourself, But I became friends with my neighbors, and I wanted them to tell me. They didn't want to tell me, but I wanted them to tell me. And the original people, like, I'm only the second person to own the house. The original people moved there back in the 60s, and they died there. The old guy died there right in the bedroom my bedroom, in the house. And I will say there was a little bit of blood on the wall when I moved in that they didn't get. It was on the bottom of the baseboard and in the walk-in closet. And so there's some weird things that have happened in that I've seen. Like, I'm skeptical of these things, but I've definitely heard things. And the other thing is, so Indy is my German Shepherd. He's right over there. He's right there. But he can't really walk anymore. But he was like the big, bad, scary German Shepherd. If somebody knocked on the door, but he's the nicest dog ever, but he was a great guard dog. Like, he's got a mighty ferocious bark, and if he heard like somebody at the door, somebody, pulled in the driveway, the mailman, However, if he heard anything that was like a ghost, like a creaking of a door, like somebody walking through the hallway, he would turn into Scooby-Doo, and he would try to get into my bed with me when I'm sleeping. He's like, oh God. I'm like, Andy, what are you doing? You're 100 pounds. Get off me. And that happened quite often. He would see things or hear things, and he'd get so scared. Any other time, he's not, though. I don't know what you're doing, Zeke. Anyway, that's it. I mean, I could probably go more in detail another time, but I guess that's it for now. Thank you all for hanging out. Live stream tonight. We can blow this candle out. I bet you thought I was trying to blow it out. Next year, I'm hoping we can talk about A44, the vegan zombie movie, when it's completed, and we can have a nice live stream about that. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. Help! big bad Zeke. It started from a German Shepherd carrying the alien virus. All right, everybody. You know the drill. Stay safe. Watch out for zombies. And extra this month, watch out for Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. And while you're at it, Freddy Krueger too. See you guys next time.